Mark Attwood here, scratching his head, hoping that this will stimulate hair growth. No, Mark, you're going bald. Ah, fuck. That's the way it is. How are you all? Yeah. Mike Shinson. Hello, mate. You all right, mate? How's it going? Can't hold now. Connecticut is watching. That's scary, M. Ford. The whole of Connecticut? Whew. I spent time in Connecticut. 1988. Westport. Very interesting place. My girlfriend's grandfather built the replica of the Mayflower called the Mayflower 2 and sailed it across the Atlantic and then built the Pilgrim Fathers village in Westport. Often think about those days because that's when I first realized the world was going insane, because it was like PC had just come in and like I was being told off for saying stuff, which happens to me every time I go to America. Funny that. Judy Jetson, Mark Anthony, good day. How do you know my middle name? Did I tell you that? Must have done. Yvonne Morbury, morning, Mark. Must be in another part of the world. Morning, must be America. Must be. Hello from Kentucky, Caffrey Childers. How are you? Afternoon from a grey Cornwall. It's a grey island as well. Well, it is where I am. Bit chilly. I just had to pop out and put this warm old man cardigan thing on. So what have I been up to? Let's so if you guys, because you guys are really naughty at not going to the other channels, and I need to show you a really, I think, important video that I just made that's over on Rumble. Yeah, Rumble. And if you're in France and you say, but I cannot get the Rumble, use a VPN, virtual private network, easy. And if you say you can't find Rumble, I don't know what to do with you, really. Maybe you and my mum should get together in a room and discuss how technology is rubbish and doesn't work. You just go to rumble.com. That's all you do. Pretty simple. But anyway, this video, here it is. Can you see it? Hopefully you can see it. So I've called this one The Enemy in Your Living Room, which obviously is not the stalker from next door. It's the television, the television. And specifically in this episode, I'm talking about RTE, which is just the same as the BBC and CNN and all those other fucking compromised organizations that have ushered in this era of totalitarianism. And on this chat, even if you're not from Ireland, it's worth watching, because my intention with that episode was to create an episode where I don't go off on one. I listen to people, hopefully. And it was triggered really by Abby Wynn there, who has been in this interesting, she's been publishing her letters to RTE and about the license fee and all of that. And I was like, you know, there's a lot of amazing people in Ireland that have been out in the protests and rightfully carried placards that say RTE is the virus. And, you know, there's a lot of people in this country and worldwide that know it's wrong, know something's wrong, but still aren't doing anything about it. So I made this one really to try and hopefully get into people's living rooms where they can, what we discuss in the episode creates a jumping point, intellectual jumping point into starting to piece all this together. And for this, I got Eddie Hobbs, who was really well known in Ireland and still is. He had a really high viewership on his financial programs over the last 20 years. But then he got kind of blacklisted when he spoke out against the passports. And Aisling O'Loughlin, who has been on my show before, who's been amazing the last 3 years, who was a very well-known TV presenter, who also spoke out big time and got absolutely hammered in the press in Ireland. But she's a hero of this country. And it was great getting all three of them on this roundtable. So please do go and watch that. And if you can share it, please share it, especially with people, you know, in Ireland who might be on the fence about what's really going on. Good news, though. I just had some good news. And that was, I'll just dig it up. That was from Twitter. Let me just dig up Twitter. I was very pleased to read this literally moments ago. Oh, there's Abby thanking me for being on the show. My pleasure. Yeah, this is annoying. Look, I got asked to sign a sex education thing for one of my sons last week, and I wrote to the teacher and I said, I'm not signing this. Why would I give my consent for my children to have sex education given by a corporation? A corporation. And what I don't even know what's in it. Anyway, the good news here is this is Patrice, who I follow on Twitter. She's an amazing. Well, I've never met her, but she's a crazy Irish mammy fighting for my children's futures. You're not crazy, Patrice. You're amazing. But she says, we have won. The migrants have been moved out of Column Barracks in Mullingar. Woohoo. We won this battle eventually after an almost 2-month-long fight. We have won this. The migrants were moved out in stages quietly this afternoon. Evening, the last of them left in the last 15-20 minutes. After about 8 protests, emails, phone calls, meetings, surveys, a camp protest, vigil protest, standing toe-to-toe with the Gardaí, standing firm. We have won. This is a victory for common sense for the people of Mullingar. I'm delighted for all involved. There are too many to mention. The real community effort. I'm so proud of the people of Mullingar. Mullingar said no. Mullingar stood up. Woohoo. Now, I've been following this from afar. I haven't actually been to Mullingar while this has been going on, but there's been some amazing people making videos and sharing this information. People like Patrice on Twitter, and I mean, there's so many people, too many to mention, but people are standing up. That on the surface looks like great news. My only concern is, where have they gone? That's the only concern I've got on that piece of news. But it is good. And if you go and watch the episode I just did with Eddie Hobbs, Abby, and Aisling, he talks about something in there which proves. Yeah, he was talking about a story that he tried to get onto the news, and I think most of the stuff he tried to get on the news wouldn't. He just got he got blackballed, and he knows the people who run these networks personally, and he just got the door shut in his face over the last 3 years. But he said there was one story that got on, and it had an immediate effect on the policy of a hospital that was basically saying, if I get this wrong, Eddie, please forgive me, who the hospital said people who were waiting for transplants were not allowed to have it unless they had this, which he saw obviously as a fundamental crime against human rights, humanity. But he got it. This article got published, and then they changed their policy. We, the people, have the power. You just got to keep remembering that. And that's why I'm making episodes like that, to just get people off their asses. Because the problem is that unless it comes to a world war, unless it comes to total economic collapse, unless it comes to jackboots outside your front door, people just won't move. But you've all got the ability to talk. You've all got the ability to make a video on Facebook. You've all got the ability to go on YouTube. You've all got this ability. Just do it. If you feel in your heart that there's a choice between good and evil, please stand up, because we are many, they are few. Personally, though, I'm an apocalyptimist. I think that good things are going on. If we go and have a look at see if I can find my Telegram. This morning there was good news. Yeah, Disney. This is from Samantha Alderson, the Yorkshire lass. Disney is firing 7,000 of its staff this week. That's extremely good news. Extremely good news. The other good news that came out of the chat about RTE is that the person that was brought in to take over RTE and become like the boss was a woman called Dee Forbes, and she's been there since 2016. She spent the previous, according to Aisling O'Loughlin, spent the previous 20 years, 15 years working with Ted Turner. Ted Turner is a notorious Satanist who's also a eugenicist. And a eugenicist is somebody who wants to see the world population massively reduced. So isn't that interesting that she comes from working with him to then working at the top of RTE and then pushing this agenda through the media and controlling it. And now she's off. She's apparently leaving in the summer. So we're seeing a lot of people disappear, which may be a good thing, maybe a sign of white hats being in control and moving people out, which I think it is. But, you know, I'll always say I don't actually know. It's just my intuition combined with synchronicities and information coming from different places. But yeah, potentially very good news. This picture Abby sent me last night, I thought was fantastic. This is the cliffs of Moher. I hope I've said that right, Ireland. I used to say Moher and get told off. But you can see here's like this big, it looks like there's a big plasma screen in the sky. And I think if I click on this, I don't know if that works when I do that, but if I click on the comments, hopefully we'll go to the comments. Does it go to the comments? Yes, I think it does. I've got to find it again. What's interesting about this big plasma screen in the sky? Look, there's another one. This was taken in Dorset, UK last year, out in the countryside. No doors around. Thank you, JS. This cracks me up. Samantha Bright going, fake. Oh, no, you're talking about that. Sorry, Samantha. I thought you were talking about the picture. No, yeah, there are people doing fake things on there. Ireland is the 11th Stargate. Lyron, Jerry, Indigo, Wood. Carol Friesen. Hi, Carol. Big screen TV. Yeah, I mean, I have been enjoying watching Christian 21 on McAllister TV. And don't shout at me. Just because these people have bad things to say about other people that you may like doesn't invalidate their work. I just don't get involved in that kind of stuff. But, you know, he talks about the fact that the sky itself is like a big plasma TV screen. So it's very interesting that these pictures are popping up. And that's certainly not fake, because that was from Mary Helen Hensley that sent it to Abby, who then sent it to me. And I can't see how that would be a camera issue, because it's so strange, you know. What kind of lens flare or whatever could create that effect? It's very, very interesting. I want to play you this for a bit of fun.
24 hours of programming. Here's some bull.
Hang on, I've got to make sure that this is gonna. Problem is, when you play Telegram in StreamYard, it doesn't necessarily large it up for you. So I might have to find the file itself, which is also not easy. Who wants to see a preview of my film? Anybody? I'll play you this first. If I can't actually play it, no, it's not going to work, is it? You need to actually see it. Problem is, if I click play on Telegram, I can't come back. If I large it up, I can't come back to the screen to see if it's actually working. So that's a technical thing. Well, go on my Telegram channel and watch that, because that's really funny. It's old. It's a couple of years old, but I thought I'd share it today because it's bringing a laugh. This video here as well about how they took over the medical system is brilliant, because it shows you Morgan, Rothschild, Rockefellers, the WHO, the whole thing. Caduceus, interesting. I just put a poet. Yeah, Caduceus. My poetry book has been edited. Final touches being put on it right now. Caduceus is one of the poems that's in there. Just see if you guys. Yes, I want to see your preview. Yes. Right, let me see if I can find it. What's it called? Where you? Hit. Okay. So let me just get to the right bit. Very difficult to find the right bit. There we go. Right. Yeah. So we've been working for 5-6 months now on editing this film, which was based upon me touring America and hundreds of hours of footage. And it's finally being trimmed down so that it becomes a film that you'd actually want to watch without wanting to cut your own teeth out, because it's too long. Because we wanted to keep everything in it, but there is some very, very funny stuff in it. So I'll just share a bit of that with you now. He says, here it is. Yeah. Here we go. You should be able to see this.
Brilliant month. Yeah. What are we, pussies? I like Spencer cheese in it. We go over there.
Alright, I'll be right. Put some on it. I'll be right. 3:15.
That's about it, right? Who else was there that anybody had
That
leave?
just left, it was only Ben that left, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So you just said there's no sound. What?
He's gonna be in Sacramento tomorrow at 10,
I don't know why that is.
right?
I can hear it. That's a shame. Anyway, one try is one's best. Stop faffing about, says Miss Crimsticks. All right, I've got a guest here today. Let's bring her on. Hi, Carmel.
Hello, how are you?
Very well.
I love Jason Q.
Yeah, he's a great bloke.
Yeah,
Did you see him?
he's one of my first. He was one of the first ones that I got in with.
Oh, did you? Jason?
Yeah, his knowledge is amazing.
It is, yeah. 800,000 documents. Ooh.
Yeah.
Did you see him kicking off with Charlie Freak the other week?
No.
Oh, that was fun.
Did he? Yeah.
Yeah, they were arguing about the Freemasons.
Oh.
Charlie says that they're uncorruptible, and Jason's going, what? They just kicked off. But anyway, Paula says no sound. I don't know why that didn't work. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it was no sound.
It was working for me.
But
sorry about that, guys. It's making a film is fraught with technical difficulty. It's being graded now. It's really high quality, and I don't know why it didn't play. Mm-hmm. Anyway, you've got some interesting news, Carmel.
Yes.
Let's just give you a bit of background, who you are, where you are, what you do first.
Yeah. Well, my name is Carmen Hogan, and I live in Waterford City, and from Kilkenny originally. And I am a therapist. I do all sorts of, I do acupuncture, Reiki, hijama. That's something you need to have done, Mark.
Pajamas.
Hijama.
I need to wear pajamas.
Yeah.
I sleep naked all the time.
Yeah. Well, that's no harm.
Well, I've got an earthing sheet. You have to be connected to it.
Yeah, I have one too, but I don't find it any good, really.
I do.
I'm going to make my own.
What's hijama anyway?
Hijama is it's bloodletting.
Ooh, that sounds nasty.
Yeah, so it changes the DNA. Yeah.
This sounds very cabal.
By creating new blood.
Okay.
It's very interesting. So anybody with anybody can have it done for any reason, but the main reason is if you had some serious illness or anything, stress. It's brilliant for stress. So because of the acupuncture background that I have, I can suss out where you need to have it, the hijama. So hijama is another word is wet cupping. So we do the cupping. People get cupping done for injury or tightness or anything like that. So, but I nip it and the blood comes to the surface. So you have all different types of the bloods come. So you have, say the first one is the toxic blood. When the blood comes to the surface, you're bringing all the toxin to the surface. Mm-hmm. So by getting rid of that, then the next stage then is the clearing. And then you go to the next part where you can nearly see the new blood coming. Now, you only need to do it on a couple of points. So, for instance, if I had heart problems, I would put the cups on certain points. Or if I had arthritis, if I had cancer, if I had anything like that, it's absolutely brilliant. And now you see, I used to do the cupping. I used to do the normal cupping, and now I have a little bit of a problem with it because I'm thinking, okay, you put the cups on the point, you feel great. It's like softening down tough steak. That's what cups do. But then the body has to deal with the toxins going back into the body, and then you have to try and get them out through urinating or sweating or whatever. So by doing the wet cupping, you're clearing all that. Does that make sense to you?
Sounds like something out of the Middle Ages, but yeah, it makes sense.
I know the first time I saw it, I thought it was barbaric. I thought, what the hell is this? But I have an inquisitive mind. Mm-hmm. So the man that I trained with, Dia, I said, you must show me this. I have to know about this. I have to learn about this. And it's the best thing. It's my best treatment, actually. And yeah. The acupuncture is excellent as well. Tapping is excellent. Anything to do with, tapping. Oh. I can't stand this fucking thing,
Oh, good.
But you have to go to with the tapping, you have to go to the dark soul, the darkness, where you don't know, where the parts that you don't want people to know about you. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's everything. I've been doing that for years.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. But you have to tap out all the bad stuff first. There's no point in tapping and say, I want to feel really happy today. I want to really be nice today. No. You have to do all the stuff that you don't want people to know about you. The stuff that you wouldn't want anyone even thinking you think something. You have to tap that
Now you've
Well,
disappeared.
first at this, I hate that. Even use the word hate. And what happens then is when you do it enough times, what will happen is one day, one morning you'll wake up and you start doing this and you say, do you know what? I don't feel that. I don't feel that. I don't get that feeling anymore. I don't feel that.
I've got a question. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. No, but when you get that then is the time you start doing your manifestations. Then is the time you start bringing in all the good stuff, because you can't bring in the good stuff if you have a load of shite that you're trying to deal with or that you're not dealing with.
Well, what I was going to ask you is that last week was extremely weird. And I talked about this on the channel, and a lot of people agreed with me on social media, and a few people that I met said the same thing, because it was the equinox last Monday night. And then that Monday, Tuesday were also new moon in Aries, which is the peak time for me to be working on the chrism oil and all of this kind of stuff. And I did all of that. And then I couldn't get up for 36 hours. Tuesday morning, I was like shivering, sweating, headaches, couldn't breathe. Nothing was what. And it's hit me over the last few days that was. A lot of people said they went through a similar thing.
I did it too. I went through it.
A friend of mine died that night.
Yes.
And I went to see him lying in what you call repose, which is, I've not seen the dead body in a long time. Have you got a thing beeping? Because I keep hearing beeping.
No, do you know what that is? That's Telegram. I don't know how to turn it off. It keeps coming in on this.
Just highlight it on your desktop and then put quit.
Right, highlight it.
Yeah, right click it. And then.
Oh, it's gone. All right.
Here you go.
Oh, thanks. Every day's a school day.
Technical support free of charge.
Thank you. That's brilliant. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, and it hit me today that he just wasn't ready to ascend, and it was like a clear out. It was a big clear out. What do you think to those eggs?
There's huge clear outs, yeah. But everybody knows, like, whether you know it consciously, you know it subconsciously.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. I know this was what it was.
Yes.
I just know. And I trust that. I might not have trusted myself as much last year as I do this year because of all the clearing been going through. In fact, I'm going on holiday at the weekend. I'm just going to go away for a week. Fuck it.
Good. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You have to. My friend was saying that, I was talking to my friend this morning, and they'd gone away for the first time since before the you know what, and he said they went to Spain. He said we're completely different to the way they are. I'm going to have to use this again. He said Ireland is we're definitely dumbed down to.
Oh, yeah.
Hint.
Well, go and watch that. Go and watch that episode I just did. The same thing's coming out.
Yeah.
It's because of the.
I stayed at my friend's house the other night, and I happened to turn on the television, and like they watch it before they go to work, when they come home, everything, right? And they have all this Euro news, all this. I couldn't deal with it. The nonsense and the lies, everything is, and they believe all this. It's hard to believe. When we're out of all of that, you see, it's when you're not in watching television, it's so hard to actually realize what other people are actually looking at.
Yeah, but that's why I made that episode, because I want to reach those people, and that's why, getting Eddie Hobbs on, Ashlyn, may
They're
do
very
that.
brave. Everybody's brave. And I know it's easy to say, but as you know, if you have a job maybe or whatever, and you have kids, and I know you have your kids and all the rest, but people are in that fear. They can't see outside that fear. And once you get out of that fear, that dimension, and it is dimensional, because even with the EE system that we're going to talk about, that goes out of that matrixy feel of fear and want and all the rest.
Somebody asked where you are. You said Waterford.
I'm in Waterford, yes.
South of
Waterford
London, in Ireland, just so you guys know.
in Ireland, yeah, Southern Ireland.
So there's no such thing as Southern Ireland. You can't say that
Why not?
because there's Ireland and there's Northern Ireland. Anyway,
Well, we're Irish. We're Irish, and we have to keep our Irishness, and we have to keep our ways, because do you know what? They're precious now at this stage.
well, that's the same in every country. I remember when Macron got voted. I was thinking about Macron when he got voted in. I think it was 2016, and he stood up in front of France, in front of the fucking pyramid with the red light at the top in the Louvre, and he said that France has no culture. And I was like, what? But that's exactly what all these WEF puppets have done. They brought in all this force, and they're not refugees. They're for young men of fighting age. They're not fleeing war zones at all. They're not from Ukraine. They're just flooding the towns with these people because they want to destroy countries from the inside out, and they've been doing it very well. And it's interesting that Ireland got left as it has been until this stage.
Have you changed your attitude on that, Mark? Because I know there a couple of months ago you were saying, maybe it's, for what's coming, for when we have the turnover,
So what do you mean? Have I changed my attitude?
Because I remember I thought that you had that they were here for the good of our, that there was a different plan, that the plan, we're all told these different plans.
No, I think it's all part of God's plan, and they're here to wake people up.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing is,
but do you think they're here for the good, or in your opinion, what would you think?
I think they're here for the overall good because they're waking people up. That's the point.
Absolutely.
Because what you just said about Ireland was really interesting. I mean, Ireland's the most fluoridated water on earth, right? So got the most calcified pineal glands on earth, got the strongest media and most powerful monopoly. I mean, the RTE really is kind of a monopoly, a bit like the BBC in the UK. They're all fake monopolies anyway. And 16 layers of black magic on this country. So according to Ireland, land of the Pharaohs. Yeah. So, this is a place that requires, I honestly think that if I didn't think this, I'd commit suicide, right? Because the bad plan is, people get really confused by it because it's fucking confusing because you don't tell the enemy what you're doing and you don't tell the people that you're trying to say what that you're doing either because they won't believe you. They'll see it in terms of 3D politics, and it isn't. It's nothing to do with politics. It's to do with it's a spiritual war, and it's good versus evil. And the good are having to play, or God is having to play hands in this game that tiptoe people through the awakening that would otherwise just fall to pieces if they knew what was really going on.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things, and this is one of the things that I'm hoping that the EE system is going to do, is to break down the calcification of the pineal gland, because you think about it.
Well, that's before you're jumping into it without explaining.
I know, sorry, because
Let me just hold on 1 second. Denise Kinnan, it is live. We're live. There you go. I just called your name out. How could I do that if it was recorded? So you're bringing the EE system.
Yes, energy enhancement system. Yes.
Into Ireland for the first time.
Yes.
So it's not. Nobody else has got it in Ireland. And tell us what.
Well, no, there will be people. Anybody can have it. Anybody can get it.
You told me you were the first one.
I think I'm the first one. Yes, that I haven't been told of anybody else, and I've been in contact. I'm dealing with the people in the system in America, and there's no other talk of anybody else having it at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I'm hoping there will be other people getting it because Ireland needs it. The people of Ireland needs it.
Before you go down that road, let's go back to what it is. But before you do that, I'm just going to answer a question. Somebody on the chat just said they couldn't find Ireland, Land of the Pharaohs. Just go to Google and type in Ireland, Land of the Pharaohs PDF and look, there it is. There it is. Easy. Sorry, I'm doing tech support again. So what is it? The system?
Well, it's scalar.
Okay.
It's scalar energy. And you would understand, I'm sure, Mark, what scalar energy, because astronauts and anybody to do with pilots or anything like that, or geology, they get what scalar energy is. And my interpretation or my understanding of what scalar energy is, it's a fifth dimensional scalar, and in fact, it's not a new thing. It's a very old thing, because if you range all the the stones, all the Neolithic,
When it comes out,
it's all
out
that
of rock.
scalar. Yeah, it's on and it goes like this. You see,
Mhm.
and that's what it is. That's simply what it is. And the Celts knew. Everybody knew what it was, but it was obviously dumbed down again. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Another version, absolutely.
Yep. Well, I think most of my audience know what scalar is as well.
Yeah.
But how does the E-bed or the E system deliver this?
How does it? Well, I'm getting the 12 unit. So there's 4 trees, 4 on each in each corner. So 3, and they're lined up. It's how would you put it? It's the energies are there. It's a wireless technology, and they all basically hit off each other, and you're there, and it goes in. It heals the DNA. It goes into your DNA, which is your cellular. We're cellular bodies. We're light bodies. It's actually a light system, really, as well. And we're light systems. We are light energy ourselves.
Yep.
So what it does, it hits on our light energy, and it calibrates that, and it heals the DNA. So it's like fragmenting the computer. You know, when you defragment a computer.
Defrag.
That's what we are. We're basically 24/7 hit with radiation, EMFs, which is radiation, electricity, all these things. We're being poisoned. We have the 5G, all of these things. So what this does is it basically, I suppose, if you want to blocks it and gives the body a chance to heal. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm just reading up all the comments. There's yes, it is the stuff that Jason Shirk has been promoting, Judith. Yeah,
Yes.
and yeah.
But I'm not dealing with Jason Circa. I'm dealing with Dr. Sandra Rose directly myself.
No, I know, but he's the one that's been promoting it. So
yeah. Well, he's doing a good job on it.
Yeah, well, that's why it's interesting that it's coming into the country. People are asking how they get hold of you, Carmen. What's your website?
You can go into crescentmoontherapy.com.
Or
you can actually just Google E-Systems Ireland in Ireland or Ireland, and it will come up.
Cool.
And it's at the Crescent Moon Therapy Rooms here in Waterford City.
So has this system been installed yet?
No, it's not. It's coming late, the first week in May. So I just want to have it all ready. The calendar is opened as we speak for July, from the start of July. But I just want to make sure everything is right and everything is correct before. So it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be brilliant. There's so many people contacting me already, you know, all sorts of illnesses, disease, you name it. I'm really so excited that it's coming, you know, and I'm waiting. I can't wait to see what the results are going to be, you know. You see, it's all to do with our DNA and the core of we are light. We're light energy. And I know what that means because I have experienced light energy turning into light energy myself. And when you are light energy, like basically you're not really here. You're actually in your own time zone. There is actually no time zone.
Oh, we're
So-
time travelers. We're time
Yeah.
travelers.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I've experienced of it. So when I started looking at Dr. Sandra Rose there 12 months ago or more, I knew where she was coming from. I actually know, even though I'm not very probably good at explaining it, but I know what it is. We're just light beams. We're just light, and we're just here on this earth because we're experiencing stuff, just stuff.
Yeah.
And that's illness, and every illness and everything we have is through our body. And Dr. Sandra Rose, she says, the body that makes the body heals the body. So my understanding is, when I have the ease system up and going, that this is going to help. All you need to do is just go in and sit and close your eyes and let the healing begin. But you must want the healing, because it's your body. It's your body, my body. Nobody can heal you, only yourself, really. But this is another, we need help, obviously. I mean, I've been doing all sorts of therapies, Reiki, the acupuncture, all these things, everything, all for 30 years now. And at the end of the day, it's the person that heals themselves. But we do need a little help along the way.
Yeah, well, we all need help.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Ron's saying we are the Medbeds, and I agree, Ron. I do. But it does take.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
does take a long time for a lot of people, not maybe us lot, but people that are still living in 3D to realize this and to wake up to it, because
Yeah.
and it
Well,
takes.
the only thing, the other thing is we're at a bit of a disadvantage, because we're being microwaved right, left, and center. So that's bringing down our capacity to heal. Like we should be on millivolts of between 70 and 90 in the perfect world, but we're not. We're down at 30, and 30 is 2030, because your energy is so low. It's the perfect way to get cancer, or to have blood problems, or to have, and that's why we're, with the 5G, because we're being zapped right, left, and center. We haven't a hope. We haven't got a hope. And then you think about the water and the air, like, we're really kind of getting it. So that's what my understanding is, and that's why I'm putting my time and energy into the EU system, is because for me it's the nearest thing to the Medbeds we're going to get, and we do need that help, to restore. It's restoring our cells. It's going into the cellular. It's going deep into the cellular.
Well, what I am interested in is the fact that it's here and now, and people talking about things like Medbeds. Show me one. That's all I'm saying. Show me one.
They're saying they're not coming until all the bad is gone. And when is that?
I take all of this with a pinch of salt, and I'm only interested in what's here now. It's great that if these things are real and they're coming, brilliant. But it's like there's loads of stuff doing the rounds. I'm just going to share a video that I got this morning with everybody, if I may. So this, he says, having problems sharing stuff today. The one of the issues with all the information that does the rounds that people go crazy over is that
Mhm.
let's just watch this video actually, and because this
Yeah.
is all connected to this kind of thing.
Mhm.
I think it's worth discussing while you're here and while the audience is here, because we've got 443 people here at the moment, which is great. You coming to the island event, by the way, Carmel?
The island. Which one is that now?
My gala dinner next month.
Oh, I am. I'm paid up
Cool, good.
since
So-
last year. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Tell me if the sound works on this, guys.
Good evening. I've
No.
read one of the best
Oh,
things
yeah.
I've read for a while. We are due an announcement of Nasara being launched. Now, it's saying it looks like it's going to be like the first few days in April, so we'll soon see. But what they're basically saying is that Nasara will be announced to the globe, so that will show that the system is beginning. And then following that, there'll be an emergency broadcast system going around globally where they're literally going to be spamming out all the documentaries of everything that has gone on to wake up the masses. But in order to do that, there's going to be a message out amongst that EBS saying at some point in the next sort of 5 hours or so, everybody needs to be at home, and a global lockdown for 10 to 12 days will begin. During that lockdown, all that will be on every station is going to be documentaries to give a full disclosure, so everybody will see everything that has been going on. So by the end of the 12 days, apparently there will be an 800 number that we then need to ring, and then from that point we'll be given our quantum appointment with a date and time confirmed for us to go. Now there's other things that was announced on it as well. So apparently we've already got one lump sum sat in our quantum account already. The reason why there's been not much information come from the QFS team these last few weeks is because there was like some major things going on. One of the things is that I think it's about 75 banks, it said, have been seized and all the assets and accounts closed. And these were all cabal accounts. So these assets have been taken and moved into the quantum financial accounts to be given back to the people. And also, all the trust funds have been moved over to the quantum financial account. So already that's been moved over, which is just incredible. And it also answered another question as well, because it's stated on the intel that there will be a given that you cannot quit your job in order to receive these Nasara payments. So everybody needs to stay in work and maintain a job to receive these Nasara payments. It also said it would take about 11 years for everyone to receive all the money that is owed to them. And also the fact that money is not going to be an issue anymore. Money literally just won't be important because everyone will have enough to live an abundant life. So that's amazing. It just basically means we can start moving forward as humanity now, trying to progress rather than being held back for so long. So amazing news. Late in the evening, but I thought I just got to get on to just share this because this is what we've been waiting for. You know, in the end, when we saw Silicon Valley Bank go down, we knew that was the big sort of domino that fell that was going to start bringing down the bank.
Mm-hmm.
I've just got to blow my nose. Excuse me. You didn't want to hear that. It sounded like a baby elephant dying. Oh. So, you know, I've been watching. I like that guy, Graham. I've been watching stuff like that for years now. And then, you know, there's just, I just think people shouldn't go around giving dates saying this is going to happen.
No.
That's the problem. That's why I'm playing at. I mean, it all sounds wonderful, and I do believe elements of that, absolutely. But I think we have to be very, very careful because I think this is all consciousness driven. You know,
yes, absolutely.
This is a consciousness war, and because we are literally time travelers, we affect the timelines by what we're predicting.
Absolutely.
Which is why I have this steadfastly pragmatic approach throughout this whole time, where firstly, go within, meditate. That's the first thing. That's the first rule. That's the first rule. Secondly, don't look outside for saviors, including Donald Trump. Right? Because
absolutely.
And for God's sake, don't plan your life based upon being rich next week, because some magical fairy going to wave a load of $1 million into your bank account. Be practical. Be
Mark,
practical.
I'm so tired of people and they're saying, oh, when the money comes, when the money comes. If you're waiting for the money, it's like waiting for Gala. Did you ever see that Samuel Beckett?
Of course,
play?
I've not only seen it, I was in it.
Oh, well,
Waiting for Godot.
lovely.
Do you want to see? I'll show you a clip of a TV show that I did years ago, where I managed to slip in a little bit of Samuel Beckett into a comedy show.
Yeah. How did you do that now? Well, he is kind of funny too, though.
It's kind of, it was hilarious. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Samuel Beckett was hilarious.
When I saw it first, I thought it was the most boring. I thought, oh my God. Oh, that's when I was in a different place. But
Beckett,
now, when I look at it, it's brilliant.
And do you want to know something else weird?
Wow.
Me and Samuel Beckett have the same birthday.
Woo! Brilliant.
Right. I'm just finding this
portrait of him. I have a portrait of him.
Yeah, I do. He's my favorite Irish writer. All right, so I've got to show you this quickly, just for shits and giggles. So this is a thing I made on Granada and Paramount TV in 1998, I think. So it's pretty low quality, but it was about two road sweepers, and it was all Beckettian because there was no language in it. And then
I think I remember that.
I don't think you won't remember this. How would you remember this? And then this scene, they've just been in a pub and eaten live tortoises for lunch, and then they teleport into the back of the pub, and then me and the guy playing the road sweepers also play two characters out of Samuel Beckett's Endgame, and I actually use. Here we go. Watch. I want me pap. That's a Beckett phrase. I want me pap. And when we filmed that, the assistant director went, "You two are fucking nuts. I'm off." And she just ran off, and nobody understood what I'd written. I was just sneaking things in, like a bit of Beckett, just to see if the TV producers would, and they didn't have a fucking clue.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I had to write a scene at the end of that show to explain everything that had just happened because they didn't get it. And I dressed as a woman for that. In Wellington boots on Blackpool Pleasure Beach, which I think
you have to have the Irish humour, Mark. You have to have the Irish humour, don't you, to do things like that?
I don't know if this is. Do you want to see me dressed as a woman?
Oh, do I have to go on? If you're going to show, go on.
It's my show. I can do what I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, this is me dressed as a woman with Wellington boots, smoking a fag on the beach.
By the application of a large broom. Cheese, get on your knees. And the consumption of live tortoises for luncheon, following the song of Italian Socialist Revolution, was quite simply.
I still know the words to the song of Italian Socialist Revolution 30 years later.
So funny.
Avanti popolo, alla stazione, rivoluzione, rivoluzione, etc.
Mark, do us a favour, will you? Can you pull up a little thing there to show people what the energy enhancement is going to look like?
If any woman says to me, "Can you pull up a little thing there?" I usually get offended. Where are we going?
Just to give people a little idea about the energy. Pardon?
Which website?
Go into EE Systems anywhere and it'll come up. EE Systems. So when you come, all you have to do is just lie down or sit, close your eyes, ask God for healing, because God is the man, and close your eyes, because when you close your eyes, you get 80% of the healing is when you close your eyes. Did you know that? In general healing, in any kind of healing, that's why we sleep.
Carmen, can you hear me? Can you give me the proper website? Because EE Systems is a security website.
Oh, EE System. Go into EE System, Energy Enhancement System.
Yeah, what's the actual website?
You can go in energy enhancement system. You go
Yeah.
into EE System Ireland.
Yeah, it comes up with a security website. So what's the actual web
Does it?
domain? Yeah.
Go into crescentmoontherapy.com or even Dr. Sandra Rose.
Got it.
You're brilliant, Mark. You're a find.
That's one word. That's one word for me. Okay, crescentmoontherapy.com.
Yeah.
And more. Right, esystem.com. Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll put S's onto everything.
Yeah, I noticed. So how do they find the Irish one?
Crescentmoontherapy.com.
I've already been there.
Yeah, that's what you just did. So if you go into contacts, so
Okay.
they're the screens. They all have to be realigned. They all have to basically hit off of each other to create that
Frequency.
energy. Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, guys, if any of you, so this is for anybody that's in Ireland. This can't be done remotely, can it?
No.
Okay.
Mind you, I go in on the system. There is they put up on YouTube the system, and I'm very sensitive to energies. And the minute I often just lie and have it going, and I do feel something. Now, I'm sure it's not as strong as what the systems will do when you come, but you'll get the vibe for it, you get the feel for it, and you know what to expect. So the screens, and they're realigned. You really understand all about this, don't you, Mark? You're into your energy as well.
I pretend to. I'm just a keen amateur bumbling through life.
I know. That's what anybody that says any different, they're just,
Well, it's all about learning and experiencing, and some people have said some negative things about this EE system, some things are positive. I take everything with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
And everybody's got agendas. Everybody's got shit going on. I just try to stay away from it all. It's like learning how to surf. You just got to let the water bounce off you and just keep surfing the waves.
Yeah.
And I think it's great.
Well, the thing is, if you were to listen to everything, you do nothing. And that's part of the whole thing as well. Keep the fear in everybody. Stump them. Keep them down. Keep them stumped. And you'll never go anywhere. You'll never do anything. And things will pass you by.
Precisely. I'm seeing all this stuff about the EBS is coming at the weekend, and you're going to be told you're locked down and blah. You got 15 minutes to get, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm going on holiday.
Yeah. I'm the same. And 5 years ago, they were talking about this EBS 5 years ago.
Yeah, boy.
And absolutely. Well, that's when I came into my reality. But my reality is this is my reality here, that I'm actually here speaking to you now. What's going on outside has nothing. I have no control over it. Nothing I can do about it. I can't even think about it, because if I started thinking about what's going on outside there, I wouldn't go outside the door. So
No, exactly.
My reality is, this is our reality here in this space, in this time, and it doesn't go any further than that. When I go outside that door, that's another different reality. That's another reality.
Yeah, well, I've met you a couple of times. I can tell you guys watching, Carmel is a brilliant healer, great energy, lots of smiles, and I think it's brilliant that you're bringing this in. And I want to come and see it and film it when it's in. I want to see
this. You're coming. Yeah, you're coming. And you know what? People, you have to look at the good of everything. Like when the lockdown came in, which was 3 years ago yesterday.
Whoa.
And you know what? It's the best 3 years of my life. My life just go boom. Everybody else was stopped, everything. Now everything just took off because I was not going to sit, and because we were going through all these things, wear the mask, and no, I'm not wearing the mask, I'm not getting this and not that. And when people used to say to me, well, why aren't you wearing the mask? Why aren't you getting this? Because I'm with God. And the more I said it, the more powerful I felt, the more goodness came into my life. And whereas before, like, God was just something. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not I'm not a holy person. I'm not. But it's when you actually stand up for what you know is right, it's that moral thing. Well, then all these things come. I never thought 3 years ago that I would be bringing the E system into Ireland. And I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. I'm just beside myself.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah. And that's from going out into nature. That's from, like, I started making all the tinctures and all the remedies and this, that, and the other. I couldn't get enough of it. And I'm people are buying my stuff and they're coming back for more. And I'm like, oh my God, this is great. Like, I can't believe this. I'm making all this stuff and people are loving it and they're getting results. And they're not going to the doctor. And they're not their sinus and their headaches and everything. And here, take this and off you go.
That's why I go on about things like this, and I wear it every day. And I've got
Yeah.
my little blood electrifier here, and
another before
stuff.
we go, salt. We need to be everybody in their water or in their fluids, not so much in the food.
I did a whole show on this within the park, and I've not drunk water since without salts.
Yeah,
and it's so simple.
Oh, I'm telling you, Mark, I've looked at so many of your shows and I'm hopping on the seat and I'm saying, yeah, it's getting out there. There's people, there's somebody bringing it out.
Yeah,
and thank you very much for doing it.
I just want to share this with you because I don't know if you remember this, but this was Margaret Buttimer in, I think it was Galway, and she got jailed in 2021.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my family were telling me, you're going to be like that one that was locked up.
Yeah, but she was amazing because she turned around to them. She said, "I answer only to God," and she gave me. I've never met her, but she gave me enormous strength at that time, because that's what all of this has been. Are you connected or not? Are you choosing between good and evil? Which way are you going?
Yeah,
everything being presented to us, it gives us that choice on a minute by minute basis.
Yeah. And the people that were supposed to be protecting us, the people. Are there to call them? None of them looked after us. None.
No. And it's too
late. We have to
late.
look after ourselves, and that's where it's from. That's what. If we don't look after, we have to look after ourselves, and that's what the community thing. That's what all that's about as well. It's all about building communities. I mean, I would never have met you, Mark, only for the famous thing. And so many people like yourself, and it's brilliant.
Laura Sheldon's asking if you can buy this system. You can, Laura, but it's a lot of money, just so you know. A lot of these systems are a lot of money.
Yeah.
But that's why I hope you get lots of people coming so you can get your investment back.
Well, my hope is when I have the system up and running that when people come to the clinic, that they are going to get healing. And it's to me, it's actually nearly mind-boggling for me because I can envision the people that are going to come through that door. I can see the people that are coming, and I can feel them, and I can feel and the hope that they have, and the hope that I have, and that just that healing that somebody else apart from the structures or the powers that be, that they have known, that because they're not doing anything for people.
Oh. What are those salts called?
The salts, get the Celtic
Electrolytes.
salt.
Electrolytes. Sorry.
Petrolites, yeah, petrolites.
Electrolytes.
Yeah.
I'm being asked which ones I'm drinking, so I'm going to share this with somebody. I have to read the comments. You see, got to keep people involved.
As well as that, recently I have come across. I used to be telling everybody to do the Himalayan salt.
Don't do that. Celtic salt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because
I know. I fell for the
Himalayan,
Himalayan thing. Yeah.
it's in shock. Yeah, it's shocked because it's they use dynamite or whatever to, and that's shock. And I'm sorry to say, but a lot of the crystals that we all have as well, that I love my crystals, but they're all being shocked as well. So, a lot of love and comfort to any of the crystals that you have. And when people come to the system, that's what I want to say as well. If you have your crystals or your jewelry, bring it with you, and that will energize into the crystal, and you'll be going away with that healing from the E systems.
Yeah.
So,
good. Well, I'm out of time now, but that was great.
Okay.
Thank you, Carmel. Good. Best of luck with it.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Crescentmoontherapy.com, guys, if you want to connect with Carmel, find out more. She makes some amazing stuff as well that I've still got some in my bathroom. So the mouthwash.
You shouldn't have it. It should be well gone. That should be gone since now.
This is why I don't see her that often. She's always telling me off.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's good. I need telling off. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go on Patriot Party News Network in about an hour and a half live. If you want to join me over there on Rumble, do so. Otherwise, Carmel, thanks a lot. And
Thank you.
If you guys are watching this, go to my Rumble channel and watch the video that I did this morning with Eddie Hobbs, Abby Wynn, and Ashley O'Loughlin, and share it, especially if you know anybody in Ireland. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Carmel. Take care. Take care, everybody.
Okay, God bless.
Bye.